everyone. This is the Cost and Management Accounting 3. Program is BCom. Subject is Commerce. Semester is 5th semester. University is Mangalore University. And the session is the 53rd session. In this session of operating costing, we will be looking into problems on operating costing in transport industry. Recap. In the previous session, we have understood the different cost units. We have understood the preparation of cost statement. The learning objective. The learning objective of this session is to know about transport costing and to know the calculation of passenger kilometer. The session outcomes. The study will enable the students to understand how calculations are made to find out the passenger kilometers in transport industry. Now we come to the transport costing. So what is transport costing? Transport costing refers to a method of ascertaining the cost of carrying passengers or goods for a certain distance. The cost unit is generally passenger kilometer or ton kilometer. Here, the total operating cost is divided by corresponding passenger kilometer and carrying cost of one passenger for 1 kilometer is found out. Similarly, the total operating cost is divided by ton kilometer to find out the cost of carrying 1 ton for 1 kilometer. So, operating costing refers to a method of ascertaining the cost of carrying passengers or goods for a certain distance. Now we come to some of the objectives of transport costing. First is ascertaining operating cost. The objective of transport costing is to ascertain the operating cost of running a vehicle per kilometer. The next objective is fixation of prices. This costing is useful to fix the rate of carriage of goods or passengers. The next objective is cost control. Transport costing helps to keep a control over the cost of petrol, lubricants, etc. So these are some of the objectives of transport costing. Now we come to the problems on transport costing. From the following information, calculate total passenger kilometers. The information given here is number of buses is 5, days operated in the month is 30, trips made by each bus is 4, distance of the route 25 km, that is one way, capacity of the buses 50 passengers, normal passengers traveling is 60%. With this information we have to calculate total passenger kilometer. So we have the solution here, calculation of passenger kilometer per month. Number of buses into distance into number of trips into capacity utilized into number of days in a month. Number of buses is 5, the distance is 25 km one way, number of trips is 4, assuming it is a round trip, 4 into 2, the capacity of the bus is 50 passengers, normal passengers traveling is 60%, so 60 divided by 100, days operated in a month is 30, and we have the total passenger kilometer, that is 9 lakh passenger kilometer. In this problem we have been asked to find out the passenger kilometer, and the passenger kilometer as per the calculation is 9 lakh passenger kilometer. Now moving on to the next problem. From the following, calculate the total kilometers and total passenger kilometers. Number of buses is 5. Number of days operated in a month is 25. Number of trips made by each bus per day is 4. Distance of the route 25 km, that is one way. Capacity of the bus is 50 passengers. Normal passengers traveling is 90%. From this information, we have been asked to calculate the total kilometers and total passenger kilometer. We go to the solution. Calculation of total kilometer. Number of buses into distance into number of trips per day into days operated in month. Number of buses is 5. The distance is 25 kilometers one way. Number of trips per day 4. Assuming it is a round trip, 4 into 2. Number of days operated in month is 25. The total kilometers we have found out is 25,000 kilometers. Now we move to the calculation of total passenger kilometer. Total kilometers run in a month into capacity into percentage of capacity utilized. Total kilometers run, we have calculated already, that is 25,000 kilometers into capacity of the buses. Capacity of the buses 50 into normal traveling capacity 90 by 100. So the total passenger kilometer is 11,25,000 passenger kilometer. In this problem, we had been asked to calculate the total kilometers and total passenger kilometer. The total kilometers we have found out is 25,000 kilometers, and based on that information, we have calculated the total passenger kilometer, and we have 11,25,000 passenger kilometer. Now, moving on to the next problem. From the following information, calculate total passenger kilometer and total kilometers. Number of buses is 5. Days operated in a month is 25. Trips made by each bus is 4. Distance of the route 25 km. That is on one side. Capacity of the bus is 50 passengers. Normal passengers traveling is 90% of the capacity. Here we have been asked to calculate total kilometers and total passenger kilometer. We use this method to calculate the total kilometer. This is one of the methods of calculating the total kilometers. Distance of the route, that is for two sides, 25 into 2 is equal to 50 kilometers. Trips made by a bus in a day, that is 4 trips. So the distance covered in a day is 15 to 4 is equal to 200 kilometers. Distance covered by bus in a month is 200 into 25, that is 5,000 kilometers. So distance covered by 5 buses in a month is 5,000 into 5, that is 25,000 kilometers. So the total kilometers is 25,000 kilometers. Now we move on to the calculation of total passenger kilometers. Capacity of the bus is 50 passengers. Normal passengers traveling is 90% of the capacity, that is 50 into 90 by 100 is 45 passengers. We have already calculated total kilometer, that is 25,000 kilometers. So total passenger kilometer is 25,000 into 45 passengers, that is 11,25,000 passenger kilometer. Here we have been asked to calculate total kilometers and total passenger kilometer. And with the help of the information grid, we have calculated the total passenger kilometer, that is 11,25,000 passenger kilometer. Now we move on to the last problem in this session. From the following, calculate total passenger kilometer. Information given is number of buses is 10, number of days operated in a month is 28, number of trips made by each each bus per day is 2 trips. Distance of the route 25 kilometers, that is on one side. Capacity of the bus is 50 passengers. Normal operating capacity is 80%. Solution. Distance of the route 25 kilometers on one side. So total distance of the route will be 25 into 2 is equal to 50 kilometers. Number of trips made by each bus per day 2 trips. Number of days operated in the month is 28. So the number of kilometers run by a bus in a month is 50 into 2 into 28, that is 2800 kilometers. The number of buses we have is 10. So total kilometers run by all the buses in a month is 2800 into 10, that is 28,000 kilometers. Seating capacity of the bus is 50 passengers. Normal operating capacity is 80%. So 50 into 80 by 100 is 40 passengers. So total passenger kilometer will be total kilometers into number of passengers. This normal operating capacity passengers 40 passengers. 28,000 into 40 is 11,20,000 passenger kilometer. In this problem, we had been asked to calculate the total passenger kilometer, and with the help of the information given, we have calculated the total passenger kilometer, that is 11,20,000 passenger kilometers. With this, I'd like to conclude this session. Thank you.